imagining killing a person, eating the flesh, and enjoying it. Like that, right? Like that potential is inside of you. It's inside of me. But we don't want to look at it. We don't want to see ourselves like that. But it is the deep shadow work that Carl Jung talk about, integrating your shadow. That is that. What's up, guys? I am on top of the world. So I'm at a place called Doi Mon Long, just outside Chiang Mai, and we have some. We have a statue over here. See, I don't know if you can see it. It's a King Lana golden statue. He's throwing a spear into Chiang Mai. There's some story about that, which I don't know, but yeah, beautiful, gorgeous day, like October, November, December in Chiang Mai. Oof, it's amazing, perfect sort of balance of everything. Not too hot, not too cold, not too rainy, not too windy, not too anything. Just perfect balance. So I took the day off to enjoy myself a little bit. Went to some waterfalls, now up on the mountains, and just relaxing and yeah, enjoying. So, what better opportunity than this one to talk about this amazing and provocative word of revenge? Revenge, as we see it playing out on the sort of political world stage as we speak. Now it's end of November. We have Ukraine, Russia. We have Israel, Palestine, and a bunch of other stuff going on around the world. And these are kind of obvious forms of manifestations of revenge, right? But what I really want to talk about today is really the more subtle form of revenge, which might happen in our daily life on a sort of day-to-day basis, week to week at least, and maybe even sometimes on an hourly basis within us. It is this tendency for revenge, the tendency to want to make another person suffer. And as Aleksandr Solzhenitsyn says, the line between good and evil does not run through nation states or political parties, or not even between human beings. The line between good and evil runs within each man's heart and woman. I don't believe in good and evil. I think everything is created by God, but I do believe in unconsciousness. So it's an unconscious behavior that creates the destructive behavior in a way that we see around the world today. So I want to talk a little bit about the more subtle forms of revenge. So one of the things that I got familiar to in this Vipassana meditation retreat I was at a few weeks ago. So Vipassana is insight meditation, to see yourself more clearly. So one of the main things I discovered was my own passive aggressive form of anger and revenge in a way. And yeah, it took form in ways like I cut people off in a way and stopped communicating with people, because in essence I wanted them, not sure exactly, but I wanted them to feel what I felt somehow, or wanted them to let them know that they have hurt me in a way. And that the last part, that they hurt me, it's not true in a way, because if you've seen my other video posted a few days ago, it's called "Why the Present Moment is Already Saving Your Life," where I talk about these energetic packages. And we have an energetic package is only my own sort of terminology of it. Defilements, I think, it's another terminology, and or spirits can be another one. So I would say like the anger has one sort of the bug was angry at me. So anger is one form of energetic package, and then sort of fear, sadness, yeah. I think kind of all emotional experiences we have is some form of energetic package. So love and joy and everything is one form of energetic package. And these sort of energetic packages are formed through, I think they're formed in throughout generations, maybe to the beginning of time even. But the founder of the Vipassana technique that I was at, a monk, he passed away a few years ago. He said that with this Vipassana technique, we can clear out 10 generations of this of karma in a way. So these different types of energetic packages are stored or caught within our energetic field, and they are stuck there because we are either resisting them or we are holding on to them. So it's something we like or desire, or it is the opposite of that, which is we resist that. So one very sort of extreme example, we hold on to life and we resist death. Yeah, there are endless amounts of these types of stuff, right? And that shapes our identity, that shapes our worldview and our personality. So when something is challenging that that worldview or our identity, it makes us suffer, makes us feel pain, right? So one maybe common example or obvious example is the say that you are a police officer and someone do not agree that the rule of law is moral. You might be triggered as a police officer because you have sort of staked your identity. You have a job and income and maybe family around this. So you might get triggered when you hear that someone doesn't believe in rule of law. And yeah, there are endless amounts of these kind of triggers because there's endless amounts of beliefs in the world, beliefs and systems and stuff like that. So that is the sort of cause of our suffering in a way. So when we feel the suffering, when we feel the pain, we want to, I don't know why really, but there's something within us that want to dispatch of that. I guess that's kind of obvious. We want to dispatch of that pain and the feeling, and the kind of logical / illogical way of doing it is to revenge someone or like make someone else feel the way we are feeling. But most of the time they are totally uncorrelated. And in meditation you can see this quite clearly. At one point I was like, many points actually, I've been angry in the meditation, I've been angry at stuff that had there's no reason to it. But you really have to sort of still your mind and really contemplate deeply to see that within yourself. Like I did not see it before in me, right? Only in these sort of quiet moments where you're just really observing yourself. So how does this sort of revenge tendency manifest within ourselves? Well, the obvious ones are sort of violence, physical violence, screaming, shouting, easy to see, right? But the little bit reason for this video, I want to talk a little bit more about the more subtle forms. So I had more of the passive aggressive one, and I think that's quite common. One aspect of it is the cancel culture in the West mainly. That's so obvious to me that it's a form of anger and revenge output from inner pain. Like we want someone is challenging your identity with I don't know, liking Trump or don't want to take the vaccine or disliking this or disliking that. So you want them to suffer. You want to cancel them. You want to cancel their life, and you want them to not be able to support themselves because they are a bad person, because they don't have the same worldview as you do. Yeah, so it takes form very, very subtle ways, right? So cancel culture is one way. Another one, wanting to be right, I think. Wanting to prove other people wrong is a very subtle form of this revenge. So it doesn't matter if we are right. It just matters to prove the other one wrong, to make them feel less than. Yeah, I'm sure there are manifestations of this revenge as many people, or as many as there are people in the world. We all have our unique form of manipulation and evil in a way, or not evil, but unconsciousness, to justify our identity and yeah, make other people feel the feelings that we have inside of us. Yeah, so one of the absolute key aspects of mindfulness and meditation, so if you have any intention to sort of be a good person and want to be a good person, mindfulness and meditation is really a big thing here, and maybe the biggest, maybe the only thing to really see yourself. I'm sure you can do sort of self-inquiring and stuff like that, with questions to see yourself more clearly. But yeah, just sitting alone with your thoughts and emotions and just see what comes up without sort of clinging and resisting. It's very, very powerful way to see yourself. And this is also, it relates to the wheel of samsara, the wheel of suffering in Buddhism. So when you lash out to someone, when you passive aggressively like me, or if you have your own version of that, wanting to hurt someone, that person will get hurt, right? Feel that energetic sort of imprint, carry it, or if they can let it go, if they're good at it, or they most likely will take it in and hold on to. And but that pain stays inside of them, right? And it will come out in some other form, toward maybe back to the ones that created it, or some other person. So then the wheel of samsara just sort of continues, and the enlightenment in a way is really to get out of this wheel of samsara, to get out of the wheel of suffering. So that means the insights. You need to see yourself more clearly and rise above the reactions. Yeah, so try to be honest with yourself, and take a good look at yourself and see what's coming up. I know it's not easy at all. Yeah, it's interesting. One of the absolute most terrifying things is, and I think many can relate to this, is to actually just sit with your, which is kind of bananas if you think about it. One of the most feared things in the world is to sit alone with your thoughts. When you think about it, like, and I'm not sort of like I'm still terrified of that in a way myself. Like, I think about it as all, yeah, we are God. We are manifestations of God. Each single one of us. So within us, we have all God's all potential in the world. Like, we can be and do anything, both positive and negative in a way. We can create the world and we can destroy the world. It's all within us. So what I think the fear of sitting with your own thoughts is really to be comfortable and allowing and accepting the most horrendous situations imaginable. You have that potential inside of you, and I have that inside of me. It is, it's hard to say. It is kind of imagining killing a person, eating the flesh, and enjoying it. Like that, right? Like that potential is inside of you. It's inside of me. But we don't want to look at it. We don't want to see ourselves like that. But it is the deep shadow work that Carl Jung talk about, integrating your shadow. That is that. And I think it's the number one reason why the world is kind of what it is, because there's so few of us that have recognized our own shadow, our own darkness, our own sort of evil in a way, because we don't want to look at it. And oh my god, distractions, don't get me started on distractions. Yeah, I think I'm gonna do another episode on distractions, but everything is a distraction. That's because if you take away all the distractions, and you notice this in Vipassana, if you take away all the distractions, you start to see yourself and feel yourself, and that's scary. Yeah. So everything is distraction, like talking, listening. I mean, mobile phones and internet and all that's quite kind of obvious, but like the more subtle ones are, talking, listening, eating, taking care of other people. That's a hard one to accept, I think. I mean, not every situation of taking care of someone is a distraction, but I think for many, taking care of someone else is a way to avoid not being with yourself. All right, I can go on and on. It's getting hot in here. It's about 2 p.m. and the sun is gazing. But it's a beautiful, 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 beautiful day. And I'm also thinking about starting a sort of a mindfulness, I don't know what I'm going to do, workshop maybe, or something around that. So if you are curious about that, if you're interested, if you would like to sort of work with me, I'm going to do it on a donation basis as well, though. So whatever value I can bring, it's all good. But if you're interested, please let me know. And see you on the next episode. Ciao.